It made me cry.
This one's wife, the narcissist Ensnares. Engleson. Oh, she will close. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I often explain that when it comes to the narcissist, nobody spots us the first time around. I have spoken to thousands of people through consultation to advise them in relation to how to deal with their entanglement with a narcissist. Most are of a romantic persuasion, but sometimes it's familial, business, friendship, work, neighbours. Of the many thousands that I have advised, and the millions that have read my work and watched my videos and commented, it is the case that nobody spotted the narcissist the first time round. They didn't realise what it was that they were entangling with. And that naturally is something that the narcissism is designed to achieve. Because, for instance, if you are aware the first time that this person is a narcissist and you understand what that means, you're going to run in the other direction, which means the narcissist doesn't get what they require. They're not able to wrap their tendrils around you and sink their teeth into you to drink of your precious fuel, to feast on your character traits, to bring you under control so that they can gorge on your residual benefits. Thus, the narcissist must con you, and that was certainly the case in relation to this one's wife, whereby her narcissism was designed to utilize the aspects of this one's wife to the maximum effect to enable her to ensnare men for the purposes of making them the intimate partner primary source. Now, this one's wife's narcissism doesn't have a huge amount of material to work with. She's not particularly intelligent. She's not charismatic. She is quite a boring conversationalist. But notwithstanding that, as a somatic narcissist, she has one particular weapon which I have explained on numerous occasions, and that is sex. Sex is a major weapon of seduction, and all those other deficiencies in relation to not being particularly charming, not being particularly interesting, and not being particularly intelligent will fall by the wayside, because she can muster the appearance of being interested in somebody to the extent that that passes for some kind of charm. She will flirt with them, that she will be overly tactile with them, and certain men will certainly respond to those behaviours. It's also the case that she will move promptly to the application of sexual activity, which invariably draws a man into submission, and her hypersexualization, the fact that she will want a lot of sex and she'll do lots of different things sexually, almost charms the victim into submission. After all, it proved particularly effective in relation to Randy Fantapubes, who remarked about the fact she'll let you do anything. And it is interesting how this ensnaring by this one's wife has later been recognised by at least one of her victims, which is invariably the case. As I set out at the beginning of this video, nobody spots the narcissist first time around, but later on, with the benefit of hindsight and often access to information such as mine, they then start to realise what it is they were entangled with and start to recognise the appropriate behaviours which tell them that something was wrong, even if they don't necessarily realise that this person is a narcissist. And it would appear that Trevor Engleson certainly worked out that this one's wife was someone who ensnared, and that he saw that he had been ensnared, and he viewed the fact that Harry would be ensnared. How do we know this? Well, Bethany Frankel, apparently, according to page 6, is spilling the royal tea. The Real Housewives of New York City alum revealed how this one's wife's ex-husband, Trevor Engleson, reacted to her romance with Prince Harry. When Frankel met Engleson, he told her that his ex was a woman from a show called Suits. This is what Frankel told the Toast podcast listeners just recently. "I didn't know what the show was," she recalled. "I didn't know the woman. Months later, I was then seeing pictures showing Prince Harry dating someone. And so I texted Trevor Engleson and asked, 'Is this your ex?' When Engleson confirmed that this one's wife was Prince Harry's girlfriend, Frankel asked, 'Do you think she's going to close?' At the time, Engleson replied, 'Oh, she'll close.' Frankel reiterated, 'I don't want to get into more about that,' but he was like, 'She'll close.' As you recall, Engleson was married to this one's wife from 2011 to 2014, with her then moving on with Harry 2 years post-divorce. And this one's wife did indeed close, as Harry proposed to her in November 2017, and they were married in May 2018. Engleson married heiress Tracy Kurland in May 2019, and they subsequently welcomed daughter Grace, daughter Sienna, and son Logan. Clearly, he has readily and happily moved on from his experience with this one's wife. He's largely kept silent about his marriage to this one's wife, but what he clearly recognises is the way that this one's wife tracks down her prey and ensnares them. He calls it closing. He, undoubtedly, with the benefit of hindsight, recognises the way that she closed in on him and closed the creation of a relationship with him by causing marriage to occur, and that he has seen in her subsequent behaviours the manner by which she essentially always gets her man. And therefore, when he saw that she was dating Prince Harry and was asked about whether she'll close, he said that's definitely the case, that would happen. Why? Because he spoke from experience. He won't have seen it or recognised it at the time. He won't have realised that this one's wife was a narcissist when she first started love-bombing him. But when he's looked back at the relationship and his subsequent sustained devaluation and disengagement, he'll have realised, I was basically defenceless. She was always going to ensure she would get me. And therefore I can see the way that she did that with me, with Corey Vitiello, and possibly with other people that he knows about that she's had intimate relationships with, that he then sees how that she would be able to achieve the same with Harry. That essentially, this narcissist, when she has set her sights on a target to become the intimate partner primary source, that she will always ensure that she gets that result. Her narcissism compels her to close, to assert that control, to ensnare the individual. That it causes her to utilise the application of the few things that she has, albeit most effective: sex, false compassion, the exploitation of the vulnerabilities of the target. Other potential manipulations, but those are the main three. Trevor Engleson now realises that he was ensnared. He may or may not know that this one's wife is a narcissist. I suspect that he does, but has chosen not to talk about it. But he certainly recognises that this one's wife ensnares men, ensnared him, and that she would ensnare Harry. And he was right. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.